Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Freedom Hour with Kilo Charlie, a veteran of the Marine Corps, 2 tours Iraq, very motivated patriot, gun store owner, gun lover, and firearms advocate. Also a life member with the NRA. So with this being our first podcast, give you all a little rundown of what goes on. We talk about firearms, laws pertaining to firearms, attempted bans, open carry, concealed carry, and pretty much anything firearm related, and just be on edge. Some politics may occur into it, but that's how the cookie crumbles nowadays. In the news, out in Aloha State, Hawaii lawmakers propose a public-funded anti-gun fake news factory. Following California's lead, Hawaiian lawmakers are seeking to use money gleaned from Aloha State taxpayers to fund their anti-gun propaganda efforts. Bill HB 1541 would establish the Hawaiian Gun Violence Prevention Center, a public and privately funded effort to analyze gun-related violence and its prevention. From my take, it's not very smart to take taxpayers' money and end up making it as a way to prevent firearm usage in the state of Hawaii. I was like, big no-no. Because you have the Dickey Amendment that Congress passed that prevents the use of federal money for gun violence research and prevention. Who's to say that these politicians are not going to funnel federal money that they receive into their agenda to ban guns, pretty much? The only way you can really prevent gun violence is make guns obsolete, and that's never going to happen. There's no possible way you can find every firearm in this country, and even if you did, criminals are still going to find a way to obtain them, and hence gun violence is still going to exist. Australia, for a perfect example, had the gun ban, everybody was all happy. Guess what? Crime is on the skyrocket right now, and citizens, law-abiding citizens now, are purchasing illegal firearms to protect themselves due to crime rates. So out in Oregon Republicans are now pushing gun control. Not only Democrats we have to worry about anymore, it is Republicans that might be carrying the R but are actually a D. Who knows? Wolf in sheep's clothing. House Representative Sherry Helt, District 54, rated an F by the Oregon Firearms Federation. So with her having an F, she might want to erase that little R in front of her name, because if you got an F from a Firearms Federation, you're really not a Republican or conservative in that aspect, in my eyes. Some of y'all might see it differently, but words speak for themselves pretty much on this article. So she is proposing a bill for the use or transfer of a bump stock will result in a $2,000 fine. Well, one thing that criminals do not worry about are fines. See it every day. See a no concealed carry sign, but yet a criminal carries in there. They have no respect for the law or anyone else. Also reminds me of another government bill, the Affordable Care Act, which also fines you if you do not use it. Changing, but in the past, it did charge you. So the bill says a bump fire stock, meaning a butt stock designed to be attached to a semi-automatic firearm and mimic an automatic firearm. So pretty much it's a pointless legislation. It's just one attack on gun owners and accomplishes nothing but to create another avenue for the state to get into your pocket and make more money off of you. Up in old Canada, a Canadian man charged with murder for killing a home invader. January 4th in Canada, Saskatchewan, 23-year-old man was charged with second-degree murder for shooting and killing a home invader. Keegan Merkslow was at home when 3 masked men broke into his house. Home invaders were armed with shotguns and a knife. Merkslow, in fear of his life, retrieved his .22 caliber rifle and fired several shots at the masked men. 3 men fled the house, and Merkslow called the police around 9 p.m. to report the break-in and the shooting. First of all, if anybody breaks into your home armed with a shotgun and a knife, to me, my life is in danger, because if I don't do what they say, yeah, they're going to shoot me, so I need to shoot them first. Because if you don't shoot them first, things are going to end badly, or very worse. You get shot and get hurt, or you die. So the police would charge the other 2 assailants with breaking and entering, committing assault, wearing disguises during the commission of an offense, possession of a weapon for the purpose of committing an offense, and possession of a firearm without a valid license. Y'all hear that? A valid license. But yet criminals still get guns. How does this happen? Well, a lot of politicians think just because of that license, they can't get them. Well, they're a bunch of brain-dead idiots. Also, police charge Hawks with possession of cocaine. So Merkslow, the only one to fire shots at the failed home invasion, was sent to jail for defending his life. What is this world coming to? Nowhere does it make sense why you should go to jail for defending your life legally. All right, I got to get off of this shit. Some of these assholes piss me off. Especially stuff like that, where you go to jail for defending your own life in a legal aspect. So from my hometown, Batesburg, Leesville, we have a councilman that his brain does not work whatsoever. He is proposing a no-chase police policy. All because over a police pursuit that ended in a crash killed a 26-year-old last week. You commit a crime and run, and you die. That's your problem. For one, don't commit a crime, and 2, don't run from the police. Hey, everything is all happy and great then. So the proposal goes to say an officer may not engage a vehicle in pursuit of a person who has committed only a misdemeanor. So in my eyes, he's inviting crime to the town just by saying, hey, you break a law, we don't have police to chase you, so break as many laws, they can't chase you, and you get away with it. So they say there's 3 exceptions to this policy he wants put in place. Suspicion of DUI, which they are going to be more capable of having a wreck than somebody that's not under the influence of alcohol. Stolen vehicles are reckless driving. But you don't want somebody to chase for a misdemeanor. Still don't see his point. But his name is Steve Kane. To me, it don't make any damn sense. Oh, all right. Next, we're coming to the armed forces aspect. The U.S. Army turns to Fortnite as it looks to increase recruitment. The U.S. Army failed for the first time in more than a decade to meet its recruitment goal. It's reportedly aiming to expand its ranks to more than 500,000 in the next 4 years and was unable to meet its fiscal year target to recruit new soldiers. So it's turned to one of the most popular games on the planet to help recruit new soldiers. Why would you want to resort to a game to recruit people? Probably a lot of these people that they are going to be targeting cannot even make it through Boy Scout camp, which might be a little bit harder than the Army nowadays. So the Army is reporting to look to further promote its brand by having personnel compete in tournaments in a bid to connect with young players who may be interested and also eligible to join the military. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them are fat, lazy, and weak because they sit in their rooms with a remote in their hands going, hey, let's go get this guy. Let's see how this is going to turn out. And you want that defending our country? These kids think, hey, it's a game. It's going to be like that in real life. No, motherfuckers, you don't respond. So, with that being said, the Army needs to, seriously sit down and think, who are these generals brain dead or something? You want kids that sit on their ass and eat bonbons all day or whatever kids eat, Tide Pods, snort condoms. Yeah, they all fucked up in the head. Not all of them on the games, but a lot of them. I don't even know if I want to jump on this subject. But, so next, again, the Army. They are looking to their next rifle to be the iPhone of lethality, officials say. So the article states, imagine Steve Jobs and his engineers were trying to convert the iPod Touch to the first 3G iPhone. Lieutenant Colonel Elliot Kagers, project manager of Soldier Weapons, told Task and Purpose. There were thousands of technologies they could have put in the first iPhone, but they were looking to mature the platform before they could actually go into the system. Well, maybe Apple should go back to looking to mature it from all the issues I hear with the updates. And yes, I do see it on Facebook. According to NGSW team leader, those capabilities include a specifically designed fire control system to boost hit probability at longer ranges, an advanced small arms ballistic system that's hardened against potential cyber attacks, and a sensor suite meant to accommodate changes in pressure and density using a multi-laser rangefinder system to adjust the rifle based on the wind speed. So I'm looking at it as the Army is giving up on their marksmanship program, saying, hey, we don't need to rely on y'all anymore because apparently y'all are not getting any better, and we're going to use machines to make you better without getting better. I like the Marine Corps' way of thinking. The way you get better is keep using fundamentals and spending more time at the range. It's a lot cheaper. But big government like spending your tax money and throwing it away. All right, now we're upcoming on the question segments. They can be either messaged via Facebook, find us at Kilo Charlie, or Instagram, Kilo Charlie 15, or Twitter, Kilo Charlie WEP, WEAP. First question comes from Sean out of Lexington, South Carolina. He says, I'm super pro CWP, but I think it's foolish when people want to open carry. What is your thoughts on open carry? First of all, I do not agree with open carry. Everybody says, well, why not? The criminal knows who's got the gun. There you go. That's the problem. The criminal knows who has a firearm. And how many people are actually trained enough to protect their firearm if a criminal wants to just take it from you? And also, from what I was understanding when South Carolina representative brought this bill up, that there will be no training involved, which is beyond mind-blowing to me because that puts non-trained people out there carrying firearms. A lot of people don't realize that if you shoot a firearm, you are responsible for the safe landing of every round fired. So every round you fire that does not hit its determined target, you are liable for, whether it is another person or property, which big-time lawsuits on both ends. Next question is from Ben, somewhere in South Carolina. He is yet to tell me. He says, what is my opinion on constitutional carry? Well, from what I understand, in my mind, there's no such thing as constitutional carry because the Second Amendment states the right to own and bear arms, not own, bear them, and transportate them and carry them wherever you feel like. So I don't really see a constitutional aspect of it. I guess a lot of people do, but I look at it from the liability aspect of the state, and people should look at it as a liability aspect on themselves because it can result in bad situations in my eyes. All right, next question comes from John. I think he's from Irmo, maybe, or Lexington. He said, here's a question I haven't been real clear, or that hasn't been real clear on. If you have a CWP, can you install a Go magnet, let's say under the steering wheel, and put your sidearm under there while operating the vehicle? Technically, it's open sight, right? That is true. In South Carolina, you cannot use a Go magnet up under your steering wheel. It has to be in any or open closed storage compartments within the vehicle's passenger compartments. My thoughts on it is I don't really see a problem with it, but I'm not in law or working for SLED, so apparently it doesn't matter unless I bring it up to them. But then you have to get in affidavits, have a lot of people signing for it in order for a politician to even pay it any mind. Next question is from Wes Johnson out of good old Lexington, South Carolina. He says, what are your hours of operation and can I shoot rifles in your indoor range? Our hours of operation is Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday 1:30 to 6. And we are closed for training on Mondays and Tuesdays. But if you're looking for training, whether it be in CWP, introduction to pistol, concealed carry, firearms cleaning, etc., get with us and we can schedule for that day. All right. We got 2 more questions for the night, and then we'll be wrapping up our show. Sean out of Lexington again says, I'm looking at the 43X Glock. What's your thoughts on it? Well, I like the Glock 43X for waistband carry, not so much pocket carry, because I'm a pocket carry type of guy, which my EDC, everyday carry, is a Glock 42. I hear a lot of people rag on it because it's a 380, but guess what? 380 puts somebody down just as quick as a 9mm will. Next, he included being a slightly larger 9mm, and am I gaining more control? Is that worth the extra rounds, worth the increased size and the weight of the concealed carry? I think the larger pistol grip is a good option. That way you do not have to add on to a magazine of a 43. By the way, the 43X and the 48 use the same exact frame, just different sides. So to me, it is worth the extra rounds, which I'm happy with carrying 6 rounds. If I need more than 6 rounds in a self-defense situation, that means I never shoot a firearm ever. So another good thing you can think about with concealed carry is spending more time shooting targets and practicing your accuracy, because it's like driving a car. You don't get any better unless you practice at it. Next question comes from Rachel. She asked, what is the best gun to own for self-defense as a woman? I'm not really too keen on saying you need to get this, you need to get that, you need to get a Ruger, you need to get a Glock. I look at it this way. What feels comfortable in your hand? What are you more comfortable with? 380, 9mm, 22, 40, 45, 38. You might want a revolver. You might want a semi. But I'll get to the revolvers in a little bit. So for self-defense, you want to look at what's comfortable for you in your hand while carrying. Yes, they do make tons and tons and tons of concealed carry holsters. But by the end of the day, it is what you're comfortable with firing, carrying, and overall feel in your hand. All right, final question of the night from Natasha. She says, where are you from? I'm from Leesville, South Carolina. Yes, I'm a Emma Hick, if you cannot tell by my voice. All right, tonight's podcast is sponsored by Kilo Charlie Shooting Range. Yes, it is mine. And it's the most fun gun range to come to in the state of South Carolina. So y'all come on down and give us a visit. You can also check us out on store.kilocharlieshootingrange.com for any firearms that might grab your eye, or you decide to sit around the house at night and do some underwear shopping. for firearms. Tonight's show is also sponsored by Cooper Lawn and Pest Control. If you need your grass cut, weeds getting rid of, along with them pests, call Dave. He will help you out and get your yard looking great. He's also one guy I will rely on to take care of my lawn care needs. And you can reach him at 843-910-1572 and ask for good old Dave. Tonight's final sponsor is Carl Craps Tire Service. If you're in need of tires, a tire repair, oil changes, or your brakes changed, call Dustin at 803-532-3085. They have been serving Lexington County and the Batesburg area since 1972. Tell them Kilo Charlie sent you. Thank you for everybody listening tonight, and we hope to see you tune back in next week as we get into more of the firearm aspect with different concealed carries, ways to carry, and ammunition. Kilo Charlie, signing off.